Hey guys, my name is Ren. Welcome back to the 100% playthrough of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now you might notice I am not at the same destination I was ending the last episode at, strictly because I went to Oxenford and I sold a bunch of swords and other junk that we collected that wasn't necessarily useful to us. I am left with Moonblade Wolf and the Ultimatum, and a couple of runestones as well as armor. And I did notice that these bolts weigh a lot, which also increases our general weight as well. So I decided to go ahead and equip these bolts, see if they are any good. But yeah, in this episode we are finally continuing with our main quests, and the first one in line is Pyres of Novigrad. So let's see what this quest is all about. Ciri's trail took Geralt to Novigrad, the largest city in the north. It would take seas of ink to describe the city accurately, so suffice it to say it is the seat of the Church of the Eternal Fire, a bustling port city and a haven for artists, and all sorts of other shady characters. Yet Novigrad at this time was not the city Geralt knew from his earlier travels. War raged throughout the known world, and rich cities often proved tempting morsels to armies on the march. It was clear at this time that this particular morsel had both Radovid and Emhyr greedily licking their chops. Within the city, the Temple Guard acted with impunity under the command of a cankerous snot named Caleb Menge, and with the support of that terror-spreading band of zealots, the Witch Hunters. Meanwhile, the kingpins of the city's underworld still held much of it in their sleazy grasp. Finding Ciri here would be like searching for a needle in a burning haystack. Geralt would clearly need some assistance. Luckily, an old acquaintance of his now lived in Novigrad. Her name was Triss Merigold. And our first quest is to visit Triss in her house. Clearly, the waypointer is not accurately trying to navigate me. The waypoint is, but the dotted lines are not. So let's cross the bridge and call in our trusted roach, who is somewhere over there. And on the way to Novigrad, I do kind of want to try and take these, not necessarily these ones on the outside, but the nearest ones over here. I do want to see what quests await us and generally how the people of Novigrad breathe, quote unquote, is to see how bad the situation in Novigrad actually is. So for now, let's follow this waypointer. There's bandits. I would like to ignore. Put the sword away, Geralt. It's 4 a.m. The sun is just rising. And you know what? Let me just go ahead into NVIDIA Ansel and take a couple of screenshots like this just to kind of embrace us entering Novigrad. Look at this view. This is absolutely incredible.
That's it, Roach.
Okay, the notice board should be around here somewhere. And indeed, there it is. There's a little stork sass over here as well. It's beautiful. Paint your world anew. Qualified painter accepting commissions for murals as well as paintings on canvas depicting any given theme or subject the patron desires. For portrait commissions, makeup and costumes provided for no extra cost, including the particularly fashionable Redanian notable and respected matron looks, Vincent Bernard. Seasonal laborers wanted. looking for seasonal laborers to help with the cucumber harvest in Nazaire. Will supply escorted wagon transport through areas affected by the war. Once there, room and board, 2 meals a day, and lodging with 10 others in a thatched hut equipped with fireplace and a separate dining chamber will be provided. Work days 12 hours, payment subject to negotiation. Contact Marvin Luther Silverton. Miss Connection, Tall Dark Stranger. To the tall stranger with raven hair and emerald eyes who smiled so charmingly at me while buying flounder at the fish market last week, meet me at the butcher's yard. Please, I'll be waiting there every morning for the next 7 days. Bewitched. So I guess this is kind of the Tinder post of the 1200s. Looks like, at least. Contract, Devil in the Woods. Dear Witcher, sir, if any be present hereabouts, that is. I've a hunch, what I'm saying. I'm dead certain that the woods I was lucky enough to gain possession of, or at least I felt lucky about that till recently, that these woods are home to a cruel evil, a devil of some kind. I hired a gang of dwarven loggers not long back to harvest lumber. Strapping lads, every last one had cut down many a mighty tree in his life. So you can imagine my surprise when said loggers disappeared, all save one, and he claimed to have seen a monster. I've marked out a bounty for freeing my stretch of woods from all foul creatures, and dearly hope that soon I will have the pleasure of giving it to someone. Sincerely, Brian Hodge. Contract, the White Lady. Good people, take pity on the poor lot of us peasants. The fields outside of town are haunted by a wraith somewhat like a maid in appearance, though her visage is ghastly and sullied. You cannot walk within 10 spans of the evil and hope to escape alive. It's thus keeping us from harvesting our crops, meaning famine and misery await us if nothing changes. So we plan to hand all our remaining gold to whoever drives this white lady off or kills her, Helma, Ignatius's widow. P.S. Since I've got many an inquiry into the matter already, I'll let it be known right here I'm not interested in remarrying. Okay, Helma has her foot firm on the ground and needs no man to take care of her. I like that. High stakes Gwent tournament. Ooh, that sounds very interesting. Gwent lovers, Count Tybalt invites you to come to the Passiflora, where he shall proudly host a high stakes Gwent tournament. On offer will not only be riveting play against superb opponents, but also fabulous prizes for the victors. Only ladies and gentlemen with fortunes vast enough to cover the entry fee are invited to join. We also require all entrants be in possession of an above average deck, one fitted with a good measure of neutral cards. Deck shall be checked before entry is permitted. Hope to see you at the Passiflora. Okay, so we have a couple of things that we managed to grab here. So let's quickly go over on here. It doesn't seem all that far away. Contract White Lady and Lord of the Wood. There's a lot of contracts that have off the wood, on the wood, off the woods, in the woods. So woods generally seem to be a problem here. Notice board. Cunny of the goose. Okay. Butcher seeks apprentice. I'm looking for a man who's not afraid to get elbows deep in blood and guts, with strong arms and a level head. Works simple. We kill the animals, skin them, and then cut them into smaller chunks. Pays meager, but you'll get to take as much offal and blood pudding home as you like. Ludo Sit. There's an ode to podgy Bertha's dandy suitors, to rutty oar-hands from Mount Carbon, to Brugge's swarthy smiths and coppers and Novigraders with dead head-ons, to Tretto's slimy pimps and boozers with perfumed trades and painted tarts, to Cleaver's clown and red-nosed bruisers, kiss my hairy arse, you losers. Oh my goodness. To weak-eyed slaves of elven riddles, to Oxenford dons and tomes perusers, slurping seas of Italy's dribble to farts down throats of others' musers. Kiss my hairy arse, you losers. Oh, goodness me, okay. And to those plowing human racists, sun turds from northern sewers, you runny squirts in hunters' braces, smearing witches with manures. Kiss my hairy arse, you losers. Somebody's very aggravated. Okay, orchard hands wanted. Wanted. Willing hands for orchard work. Mulching, watering, pruning, that sort of thing. Paid by the hour. Ulbracht. P.S. Dwarves and halflings need not apply, for even on a ladder they cannot reach the highest branches, and every other one of them's drunk with who whinges enough for 3 full-sized men. Message to our dear customers. Dear customers, war is governed by harsh laws. For almost 2 decades, I've imported the finest Novigradian wares to the north and sold them to you at fantastic prices, prices so low that this, I swear, sometimes I made no profit at all. Sadly, renewed conflict between our nations has made the continuation of this trade impossible. I won't be coming this year for Bellatane Fair, so you shan't have any Angaran lace, Nazeri velvet, or the world's famous Ebbing lemon I know you all are so fond of. Forgive me, good people, and drink to my health. Declan Luvarden. Okay. And handyman at your service. Roof leaking, doors won't shut, table all wobbly, whatever gets your goat around the house, for modest fee I'll fix it up, and regale you with humorous anecdotes while I'm at it. Hubrecht War Handyman. Okay. Honey of the Goose. Looks like we have... a fine establishment here. Hello, Innkeep.
Welcome, welcome.
You can play one with us, but we want to see really quickly what he has for sale. More Gwent cards. Scoia'tael, neutral, Nilfgaardian, Scoia'tael, okay. Nilfgaardian, Lamverdanian, herbal. I can actually sell him the alcohol we have. There we go.
So long.
And just so I don't have it in the inventory and risk drinking it. And we also have one last notice board before we delve into Novigrad. Roach, where are you? Huh? I believe she's underneath. That's a bit unlucky. Is she outside now? There she is. Okay, let's go ahead and head towards the... looks like a noon wraith over there. I will pass on her for now. And it looks like we are... whoa. There we go. A lot of Redanians here. 7 cats in. Another notice board.
Wanted. Cradle, used but unworn. Need a bow to accompany me to a friend's wedding. Willing to trade a leaky pot for a cart? Who writes these notices? Need a witcher?
Any bloke willing to kill a monster, a witcher would do.
Monster? What kind?
Big, bad, ugly, squats in the sewers.
If you're interested, drop by the Garren estate. Ask for Olgierd von Everek. He's the one ordered this posted.
Ah, so here we are. We kind of dabbled now into the Hearts of Stone DLC. However, we won't touch that just yet. Rocking horse for sale. Like new, practically never used rocking horse for sale. Made of beechwood with oak runners. Slight scratch on the rear left leg. Metal stirrups included if desired. Jacob Broman. A rune right upon your shores has landed. To my fellows from the world's under bosom, vast seas have I crossed to reach this, your most fascinating land, to learn the names of the animals which in it dwell, of the plants which in it grow, and most of all you, its folk. Ravenous waves devour the tools of my art, yet the rune-wright's labor does not with his hands end, for he endlessly strives the world to explore, its mysteries to comprehend. Thus, if you wish to stay a while and converse with a traveler from far off Ophir, I invite you to my tent, which I have pitched by a mill near the village named Brunwick. Praise be the world in its never-ending creation. Need a boat to accompany me to a friend's wedding. The matter is a delicate one, so I ask any potential candidates to maintain discretion. My friend's found herself a man and they're set to get married soon. The problem is I've no beau of my own to take to her wedding. If any intelligent, amusing, handsome, none too old nor too young man, owning at least one decent looking frock or robe, is interested in accompanying me to her wedding ceremony and the feast to follow, I'd be most thoroughly obliged. In exchange, I can offer a few hours of good fun and good conversation with a lass that dances with the best of them. Alcohol will also be provided, a bashful anonymous beseeching an escort. Yes, if you're counting on taking me straight from the feast to the alcove, be warned I'm a graduate of the ladies' self-defense courses put on by the Redanian army, but make a good impression and I might agree to let you court me properly. Wanted, cradle used but unworn. Looking to buy a cradle in good repair but cheap for a lass or a lad, not knowing as of yet what my wife will pop out. Made of oak preferably, but pine will do, long as it's strong and pretty, cause the wife doesn't like cheap looking stuff. Rest of it were painted with flowers, but I don't really care much, could be bare in fact, and I'll paint it myself. Could do that much, show the woman she didn't marry some good for nothing skeever. So if you're got something like that, I'd gladly buy it, or even more gladly take it off your hands for free, Juzzy. Willing to trade a leaky pot for a cart. Deal of a lifetime. I'm willing to trade a lovely tin pot painted with cornflowers and lilies and showing a few holes through, but that's a plus, for you can add a few more, and look at that, you've got a colander for a cart. A cart needn't be big, can even be tiny in fact, just so that 2 or better 4 people can fit in, with ample room for bags and sacks if possible. Could be old, long as it rides well and has new wheels and strong axles, so actually probably nothing made longer than a year or 2 ago would do. Leave a message with Brody. This sounds like something you would put in r/choosing beggars on Reddit, but that's just me. Contract, another contract. And I do believe this is the one from Hearts of Stone. Monster and the Sewers. Let it be known that Olgierd von Everec shall pay a generous reward in gold, jewels, and movable goods, subject to negotiation, to any man who descends into the Oxenford sewers and kills the beast which has infested them, and taken to murdering the innocent, with special predilection for young maids. The task is best suited for a battle-hardened individual, a soldier, or possibly a witcher, who will not run at the sight of drowners, for the sewers are chock full of such nuisances. For more information, inquire at the Garen estate to the northeast of Novigrad. Ask for Olgierd von Everec. And indeed, we have...
Shut up.
Welcome to the Seven Cats, the luckiest tavern in town. They even say the hangovers our wine baguettes are lucky.
Okay, yeah, what I wanted to say, we dabbled into Hearts of Stone, but just
What's
with
on the menu
that
today?
little contract. Let's see what the good woman sells. Squatel, neutral, Nilfgaardian. Okay, and she also has...
So long.
a Gwent option, which we will forgo. Evil's soft first touches. We, however, are on Pyres of Novigrad, so let's get outside and finally head into the city.
So the plum under your eye, who gave you that? Redanian soldiers.
I will actually go on foot because I don't think we can
From now on,
gallop
assume your every move
right in,
is
like in Oxenford, for example.
got my eye on you.
Of course you do. All of halflings, old woman.
Would you be keen on helping me with a very important matter?
Not just yet, my good man.
Devil's take every man jack of you.
Okay, these are the outskirts of Novigrad, looks like, and these are the thick city walls. I'm really happy we finally get to play in Novigrad because Velen isn't my favorite of all regions to play in.
Help! Save me! I'm dying! Alright.
Look at all these buildings. It's very, very nice here.
Round to the execution. They're to burn a beast.
The corpse like This is magic that's made a mongrel of a man.
Got the courage to repeat that slander to my face?
Exactly.
You are a mutant, a freak, a useless relic of a bygone age that should be burned like a withered branch.
Oh goodness, how many people's lives have you saved? Shut up or I'll shut you up. Waste of words. I mean, this drives home a very fair point.
How many people's lives have you saved? From Bruxay, from Leshens?
That has no bearing.
Asked you a question. How many? There's something to think about, folks.
Preacher's fierce in the mouth, but holler at him and his tail slicks between his legs. Come on, people.
Okay, so looks like he is all words and no action. And we are very close to finally seeing Triss.
Our Novigrad, shining a brilliant pearl amongst cities, cradle of the eternal fire. Yet it is here that darkness raises its hideous head, a deceitful Doppler, doubling as commander of the guard, a band of charlatans, diviners, and witches poised to pinch your purity and prosperity. The time has come for this to end. For us to cast off evil. Do you renounce evil? We renounce evil! Do you renounce evil? We renounce it! May the holy flame of the eternal fire complete this cleansing, this purging of pestilence into purity.
I have never actually
How are we
heard.
to fight a pestilence that changes form? None can be certain of his father, brother, or bride.
I've
Look
never
upon
heard
your
this
neighbor, for he too
dialogue
could be
at
a
all.
Doppler. Will we submit to uncertainty? Will we allow monsters and charlatans to overrun our city? No! May the holy flame of the eternal fire complete this act of cleansing. Our
And now it repeats.
No evil can survive the holy fire. The holy fire enlightens, burns, and cleanses. Behold the flame of grace and mercy. Special pie for you, freak. Nice, slow burning. You'll beg for mercy in all the voices known to you by the others of your species. None! I wanted only to live like you. Help me, kind folk, please!
A doppler!
Sure hope Dudu hasn't met the same fate.
Okay, so this is what happens to everybody who is not human. They just burn at the stake. Could very well be, but if that was... I do believe that was a sorceress. And Triss lives right here. What happened to Triss?
Hey, sod off. We're looting here.
Let's talk, get lost. Now let's talk. Let's find out what happened here.
Not here for the loot. Interested in the sorcerers who lived here.
We're supposed to believe that.
Yeah.
Most likely hiding in some rat trap with the rest of them.
Who might know why is she hiding? Why is she hiding?
Who's she
exactly?
hiding from?
Temple guards cracking down. All mages are fair game.
Yeah, they round them up like rats.
Who might know?
Someone's gotta know more.
I'd look for her in the Putrid Grove.
Putrid Grove, lovely name.
Putrid Grove. Interesting, as names go.
A hive of scum and freakery if there ever was one. No decent folk show their hides there.
That why you think I should look for my friend there?
I meant no offence.
Okay, but where is it?
Putrid Grove. Where is it?
I wouldn't know. Rumour has it, it's a place for freaks and oddities.
You'd fit in well there.
Maybe. Thing is, gotta know how to get there.
They say you've got to get there through the sewers, but you've got to enter them outside of town. Few know where exactly, though.
Ask a beggar. Or spot yourself a thief. Follow him. Beggars and thieves gotta pay tribute to the king of beggars. Word is, they do it in the grove.
Mean to say the local beggars have a king? Crown, scepter, and all that?
Wouldn't scoff, mate. King of beggars, it's a moniker. Yeah, for a man who everyone in Novigrad respects deeply.
And watch yourself. Menger himself don't even go to the grove.
Someone call for me. Wonder why. It's Menger.
Temple guard.
Thieving vermin to the confession chamber. What, but sir, what's the offence? This is some sorcerer's bitch's shop. Think that gives you the right to steal her property?
Well, sorcerers, mages of all types are outlaws.
But by law, the temple guard takes possession of their belongings, and the rule of law still holds in Novigrad. You know a bat can sniff out a moth a mile away.
Don't know much about small animals. It's about their hearing, not sense of smell. What do you want? Let's correct the man here.
Got nothing to do with their sense of smell. It's about their hearing.
Well, well. Man knows his bats. Here I thought you only cared about monsters. And as bats sense moths, so I sense freaks. And start by warning them, Novigrad's no place for your kind.
Got nothing on me. Who's it for then? Yeah.
Heard Novigrad was no place for mages. Now you're telling me it's no place for witchers. So who's it a place for?
Righteous folk professing the one true faith in the eternal fire. Nothing I can do to you now, but just know that I know you're here. One misstep, one error, you'll make a mistake, it's inevitable. I'll be the first to learn of it, and when I do, it'll be standard procedure, like for every magic oddity who dares taint this city's air. Be seeing you.
Well, I can already say that I am not a fan of that guy. Apparently there's something underneath me that I can do with art. Hence black blood. Conjunction of spheres. Let's read this. Scholars have many vices. Possibly the worst among them is a tendency to describe the simple in unnecessarily complex terms, to dress the plain in the garb of false learning. The conjunction of spheres might serve as an excellent example for this. This name, so mysterious to a commoner's ear, could be replaced with a much simpler alternative: when the worlds collided. The phenomenon itself can also be explained in terms simple enough for a child to understand. Imagine, dear reader, that our world is a ship sailing on a great sea. From its deck we can see other distant vessels. Those are the stars. These vessels each bear their own goods and their own crews. They usually pass us at some distance, barely visible specks, even viewed through a spyglass. Once every few thousand years, however, the storm breaks above this cosmic sea, a storm so strong it tosses the ships towards one another, making them sail cheek by jowl. Parts of the crew of one ship can, at such times, move to another, and some of the cargo from one ship's hold can spill onto a neighboring vessel. When the weather calms, these ships separate once again and sail their separate, invariably different ways. The so-called post-conjunction beings, namely monsters such as ghouls and basilisks, are precisely such passengers from another vessel. And we humans are castaways, flung against our will from somewhere far away onto a world previously inhabited by elder races. Once here, we learned the arcane mysteries of magic unbeknownst to us before. Could worlds collide once more? Perhaps. Can this cataclysm be avoided, or the opposite, hastened? Some scholars believe that there are beings who have mastered the skill, who possess rare genes allow which some to seize the helm of our vessel and steer us to safer waters or to our doom. Okay, these are all contracts and quests. It looks like, considering we have entered a new area, we will be able to get more books.
Airbrush. Only ever known Triss to use one like this.
More books to read. And if so...
Herbs? Roots? Triss turned to healing?
Yes, and like I said, if so, I will keep that for, I do believe, another episode. We are here to find Triss after all.
Amulets are emanating magic. Gotta be Triss's. She was allergic to potions.
Alchemist's Powder, Witcher Signs, that's one book, for example. Ignite. Oh, don't do that, Geralt. Let's go here and loot whatever is left in Triss's house. It's a very big house, actually. Candelabrum.
Triss's. Never knew her to drop them on the floor.
This was actually Triss's outfit from Assassins of Kings. It's very nice they put it in there. Not quite the devils. Rose of Remembrance.
Rose of Remembrance. All dried up.
It's also a rose that Geralt gave her, also in Assassins of Kings. Okay, look for thieves on the main square and carefully follow them, or talk with beggars about the king of beggars.
Oh, deepest apologies, Governor.
Fetch some metal, you wretch. I've been robbed! Thief!
Looks like we already have what we need. Ooh. I don't know why this is... Okay, now it's kind of...
You're a fierce one, but you've fairness in your eyes.
What next? Discretionary tribute to benefit Redania or exile?
Okay, here is our thief.
He sensed something. Gotta stay further back.
Okay, let's...
Stop! Thief!
Let's just walk behind this good man.
Will's mightier than the sword, oh yes.
I love how he's marked with townsmen. And these guys just disappeared. Okay.
Sir, be merciful. Give us a crown, eh? Me mum's sick, and if I don't feed her, well, she's like to die of hunger.
Okay, let's give him the coin.
And you gold-hearted man. Care to hear me tell a woe?
Some other time. I'm in a hurry.
Okay, he jumped down there.
The bonny birds that prance by here, teeth like cool bellows, begging to be squeezed.
I'm kind of keeping silent because this is a track I have never heard before. The one playing in the background just now. Okay, so they did a switch. They did a switch, so let's follow this guy instead. Let's move a bit closer so we don't lose him.
Double shows.
And again, a bit closer. This is basically a little tour of Novigrad.
Your bread, your coin, all this shite.
More cautious than I thought. Can't get too close.
Save me. I'm dying.
It still looks like people are better off in Novigrad than they are in Velen. Even if there is a lot of poor townsfolk around.
What do I gotta do to get a lovely
Oh, you don't mean to.
Okay, he's actually stopping to let me pass. That's something new as well.
I expect model behavior, Scamp.
Officer, taking a rest from witch hunting. Greetings, Your Honour. Good to see you again.
Here's the usual.
Of course. Keep this up and you'll earn yourselves a preferential rate.
Good, I enjoy shagging freaks.
Okay. Let's knock.
Open up.
Who are you and what you want?
Can't tell, a freak. What you've got back there?
Doing some sightseeing. Kinda curious about what's beyond this gate.
My brother-in-law was curious. Worms been eating him for 5 years now.
Oh goodness. Okay, but we are a freak,
Take
so...
a look. What do you see?
Yellow eyes, pair of swords, mutated killer, methinks.
Heard this place was a meeting spot for oddities.
Heard right. Know the password, get him free. Don't know it. Gotta contribute to the Grove's upkeep.
Don't know the password.
Pay up then.
How much is it? 50? Or let me in. Let's pay.
Catch.
It's not that much,
may
and we do
enter.
have the gold.
Oh, right after you leave me your weapons. They'll be safe in my locker.
Okay. Okay, let's do that.
Fine. Make sure you don't lose them.
No worries. Be waiting for you once you're done with the king.
That's so. Geralt, why are you walking on your own? There is a merchant over here. We can also play what with them? Okay.
What are you offering?
You don't sell venom extract, but not Arrakis venom. Okay, we'll come back to you to play one at a later date. What I currently want to do is go around here.
Good. More and more people come to our secret clinics.
Looks like Triss is right over there. Yeah, I would love to do that.
We already take 80% of what we receive.
Don't forget it's me who secures the nooks and crannies where you and yours can hide.
Watch it, Greyhead.
Died. His poor prip.
It looks like Triss is in a deep conversation with
Yes, high time.
the King of
Me and my men will
Beggars.
manage just fine without the help of you or any other mages. But you, well, without our help, you're sitting ducks for the temple guard. Who do I spy?
Geralt?
Hey, Triss.
See you two know each other. See you two know each other well. I was curious whether you'd managed to find me, Witcher.
Yeah, I was looking for you to get something to take up with me.
Your spies tell you I was looking for the Putrid Grove?
My skull would be a home for bottom-feeding river fish if I didn't keep an ear to the ground. And please, Putrid Grove? Ugly name for our cozy little hideout, wouldn't you say?
Temple Guard ever bother you? So what would you call this place? So yeah, if not Putrid Grove, what then?
So what would you call this dive?
Dunno. The Garden of Liberty, maybe?
For a man who shakes down beggars and thieves for tribute, you're quite the romantic.
You say tribute, I say taxes. You say thieves, I say hard-working street clerks. See, Witcher? I've got plans. Big plans. Far-reaching plans to reshape this city head to toe.
Ever thought of seeking a seat on the city council?
City Council is a puppet troupe with the hierarchy of the Church of the Eternal Fire as its puppeteer. Until recently, that is, when Radovid and his witch hunters took the reins. The semblance of power don't interest me.
Okay, so what do you want then?
A man with a vision.
One day, the so-called free city of Novigrad will be truly free. But before that can happen, we got to rid it of superstition, farting around about the hallowed essence of the eternal fire. Nonsense for kiddies.
Apparently not. Cheering crowd at the execution. Mostly adults.
Any crowd of rabble will cheer to the stench of burning flesh. But one day, folk will understand the eternal fire's naught but a leash around their necks. They call this place the Putrid Grove.
but it's the rest of Novigrad that's putrefied. This here's the last bastion of normality, sanity, reason. I'm actually glad someone like you's found his way to our city, because it will be our city one day, Geralt. Mark my words.
Yours, plural?
Yeah, mine. And me friends. But that's a tale for another time. For now, I'll leave you two alone. Because I can see, well, you clearly need it.
Geralt, I have a lot of things to take care of in town.
I'll be glad to tag along. What's your arrangement? He using you?
Helping me to survive, actually.
6 months ago, if somebody said Triss Merigold would be working for a Novigrad criminal, I'd never have believed it.
6 months ago, Triss Merigold parted with someone very dear to her and had to start anew. Hasn't turned out like I imagined. Come on, let me give you a taste of my life.
And we will let you do just that, Triss, but not in this episode, but in the next one. Thank you so much for watching and being here for Geralt's adventures as per usual. In case you liked this video, why don't you leave a like, maybe even leave a comment down in the comment section below, and if you like the content I put out on my channel, you can subscribe. It takes a little, but it means a ton to me.
Looking to make some coin
In case you want to follow me on my socials, you are more than welcome to. You can follow me on Twitter at RheaPlaysYT and also on Instagram at RheaPlays. And I believe that's it for me, from me for this episode. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye!